It was absolutely insane.
You can't see anything. So everything's all auditory and sensory. It's intense, though. It is intense.
Come with me. Walk carefully.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Philip, and welcome Haunted Attractions Network to Zombie Joe's Underground Theater Group right here on Lancashire Boulevard in North Hollywood. Tonight we're presenting The Bogeyman, which is a 20-minute blindfolded horror theater phantasmagoria just for you. Going through in small groups. We start at 7:30. Last show is at 10:30. It's a blindfolded experience through your nighttime terrors. It's going to blow you away. Tickets are only $20, and we're here to thrill and chill and maybe even have a little bit of fun with y'all.
Let's hear from the cast and crew about its creation.
It really started with an idea of just lost and longing. I just want people to feel like we care. And post-COVID, it's really become a much more tame show. The show really used to be right on top of people. And so we had to adjust, but I just want to impart a sort of care, and I think people are so touch deprived that if they can come here and feel something, some sort of caring touch, that's what I would like to impart on audiences.
To come back and be in this situation and be held and do things, I think it's a pretty good experience for people, considering the times and everything. Yeah, this is my first time working with Zombie and George here, and I'm loving it and having a great time. It's awesome, and it's something that you can't experience anywhere else, and that's what makes the show great.
People come in here not really knowing what to expect, and initially going into it, I was like, how are people going to respond to this, right? And so far, as soon as you touch people, there's this willingness. They kind of give themselves over to you. When you're leading the blind, they have no other choice, but there's a willingness to do so. They want to dance with you. They want to follow you through this adventure. And when people leave here, it's never yeah, that was cool. It's always a holy shit. It's something that you don't really get to experience elsewhere. And yes, there's horror elements to it, but people come out of here almost soothed. It's almost like therapy, but in a really twisted manner. Mm-hmm. Everyone comes out too that then tells you they understood a different narrative. People are taking away from this what they needed to hear and what they needed to experience.
We first started coming to these shows the last couple of years, and then somehow now we're in the show. We drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
What would you tell someone who's experienced on the show?
Oh man, that's always the question.
Yeah, it's really hard.
How do you explain it? Yeah.
It's really hard describing it.
Because you don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, you really don't. I say if you want to get mind fucked and disturbed and slightly turned on, go to Zombie Joe's. Definitely.
If you hear music, if it's something that's kind of keeping us from being heard creeping around in the room when we don't want you to, that's me covering it up. We started with a theme and just kind of trying to build something that would keep that a central sense of what you're feeling throughout the show was really the focus.
It's more interactive, more immersive. I don't think I've done much of any film or stage stuff where I get to touch the audience. So as someone with a psychology degree, touch is incredibly important just to feel alive and release those oxytocin and just feel a connection to your fellow person. And it's a beautiful thing, no matter how it's happening. We all crave touch, and some of us go about it in unhealthy ways, but this is a pretty healthy way to do it and have some fun and get some art, so yeah.
Okay, while we can't give away the story, we did stop some guests outside and ask them what they thought of the experience.
The only thing that is constant at Zombie Joe's is an absolute cluster F word of nonsense, horror madness that you can't expect. And it's beautiful every single time.
I always feel an eerie feeling I'm being haunted afterwards, the experience is gonna haunt me for life.
Basically, imagine a haunt that's much more intense because you're in it.
And what should you expect? To be touched.
Expect stuff that you have to sign a waiver for. You really have to use your own creative knowledge and wisdom to enjoy how insane it truly is.